every time, RJ. You're gonna be like this. You're gonna be all up on the camera. Hey everybody, it's Richard K Reviews. I've heard some new Toku News stuff I'll get to. But first, RJ, what do you want me to do? The top 10s finally, or the rival video? Part 1 for the rival, part 2 for the top 10s. And I'm gonna do the rival video. I got a busy week at work, so yeah, Toku News. I've heard about some guy doing a fan mock-up on what the Megazord might look like for the Power Rangers movie. I'll put a link to it if I can find the photo. Other news. Apparently there's an Ultraman theme park, or I think Power Rangers theme park in Dubai. I'll again put a link in the description. Batter's about to dry out, so with that said, more Toku News later down the week. Let's get to the Apollo video. Oh, and I also saw Grade. Nothing related to the movie. I just actually really like Grade. Alright, on to NERF. So, here we go. For the sake of the firing demo later on in the video, I'm going to use the 12 mag that I also bought when I was in Connecticut the other week. But before we get to that, let's get to the all-important question. If you've seen any of the other, I guess, NERF channels like Drax, for example, does this mag pick up this ball? And the answer, yes. Yes, the rifle rounds can pick up itself with its own mag, which is actually really cool. Oh, also for the purposes of the, I guess, later for this review, I am not going to talk about the 7-round mag. It's pretty much the most wasteless demo mag. Unless I need it for the firing demo, I'll probably do it just to prove that it can mag change. No duh, it's from NERF, it's gonna mag change. Let's get to the blaster itself. It's a very complex kind of blaster. By complex, I mean, dear Hasbro, why did you really need a safety feature for this? I mean, I get that the demographic they are shooting for the entire Rival series is 14 up. I don't really get the safety, honestly, and nor did a lot of other NERF channels that have already got a hold of the majority of Rival blasters as of 2016. I do like the clip release. It's a very on-the-grip kind of concept. Kind of like a pistol grip release for like a lot of real steel blasters. Trying to do this one-handed, because there we go. It's got a good lock. Everything's alright there. There's the priming indicator right there. Rival logo, the whole deal. Give me a like if you're okay with this whole first-person angle with, later down the road, probably NERF blasters I'll get, hopefully, this Christmas. So yeah, one last thing when it comes to the body and the, I guess, cosmetics of the blaster, the Picatinny system. Yes, this is actually a semi-NERF, attempt at a, I guess, airsoft kind of Picatinny system. The pros and cons of it. The pro, it can still take, a lot of past attachments, lights, and usual things with it was Hasbro tack rail related, so that's pretty much a pro there. The only con I got that I think a lot of people who've already reviewed this blaster is basically the prime itself. It's very finicky, and again, I'll get more into it with the firing demo. Other than that, it's still a very powerful blaster. This is surprisingly the pistol of the bunch, if you could believe that. And yeah, one last thing before we get to the firing demo. The round itself. In case you can't tell, with the orgy of yellow here, this particular series of the NERF wave of blasters take balls. Very squish foam balls you kind of come to expect with the darts with that kind of foam polymer, I have to assume. I don't know the exact science or technical terms of the foam itself. There have been some knockoff balls that have come out all over Amazon the last, I guess, 2.5 years now, so that's not that bad. So yeah, another thing, because of the shape of the balls itself, it's very high impact. It definitely has that 100 impact range that it's claiming in the box, if I can find it somewhere for the demo. So, and it's very powerful when you probably modify this thing for like K26 springs, or probably more hyper advanced spring updates, because updates, mods. How long have I been a modder now? Not that long. Anyway, with all that said, I do like the blaster. Another thing, is that there have been, guys who have 3D printed, like, a shotgun front mount, for the whole, prime, indicator stuff here, which I'll get to. Last up, I know I've said last up probably religiously here, so take a shot of I've already said. Sorry if I have a gross hand here, I just had dinner. Sorry. This is pretty much, I think, the closest they have to a jam release. But, what I've been seeing so far is that this, particular blaster, the Apollo, RX, I do like Hammer RX, XV-700, does shoot practically very well. I have not had any jamming problems aside from the priming bar itself. The trigger's fine aside from the stupid safety lock, which you can take away. It's very ambidextrous to either hand, which is probably good. As much as I would like to do a left-hand demonstration, that would mean probably destroying my setup for this camera. So, with all that said, on to the firing demo and probably my overalls with the NERF rival Apollo. See you in a bit, guys. In case you can't tell, everyone, I am in my room. Not really, not in my room anymore because the rival ammunition, when I was test firing the balls off camera, can ricochet pretty much all over the place. Though comical it would be for the demo, I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm just going to go straight to a traditional range test with the rifle balls down my alley. Still using the 12-round stick mag that I got from Walmart the other day. Okay, so here we go. 12 rounds, ready to go. And 3, 2, 1, first shot. That almost left my house. And bounced, wow, all the way to my alley, like midway through, so that's gonna be weird for ranges. Sorry for hearing stuff in the backyard, it's neighbors mostly. Alright, next shot. Wow, I guess you still get a comical effect. If the sun wasn't blurry here on my backyard, it pretty much bounced up here down to the earth with that kind of ricochet. So, yeah, I'm definitely not modding the rifle series, in case you can't tell. It's already powerful enough. Alright, a few more shots, I think. Alright, a few more. Alright, let me check the mag. 3 to 4 left. Really love the pistol grip, still. Alright, I'm actually really nervous that these balls might actually escape my house. So, being careful in the next 3 shots. Very consistent. Wow, really consistent. Last shot. And that's it. I guess, for the sake of purposes with the magazine. Hang on. Technical difficulties with my camera. Yeah, I'm not gonna go all getting the batteries because my the balls, because my battery's almost out. So I'll be right back with my final thoughts soon. Yeah, and another thing, in case you can't tell, I have kind of filmed that entire firing demo and I guess the post-credits, the review, days apart. So with all that aside, here's my final thoughts on the rival Apollo XV-700. It's a really good blaster, surprisingly, if it's worth the time, and I think at the time, $20 to $30 this blaster is. Definitely do it. I know a lot of the other Springer power blasters, a lot of them I can't, the names escape me at the moment, so definitely annotations to, I think, their first shotgun that does the 2 shots. I would totally use this as a primary. This is a really good secondary, surprisingly, when it comes to the Apollo. I've heard of the Artemis that just came out, and card to, I think, Ada Darts that just cut the blaster. which is surprising because normally stuff that just made the news doesn't really immediately get to reviews that quick. So I guess it was like a luck of the draw with some like YouTubers. That normally happens internationally, not so much here in the States. So I don't know, lucky I guess. When it comes to the rival line as a whole, they're pretty rando with their mags. If you know anybody who has the Chaos, that's basically 40 rounds of pure insanity. Chaos, as the name is entitled. For flywheel mods, I'm assuming they're going to do probably 180 motors, honey badger, stuff out of Maytest battle, and stuff like that. But the reason why I'm still holding the 12 round mag is because the Chaos is its own class of mag. It normally will not take the 12 round mag that is used to, I think, the Zeus. That is another flywheel, I guess, strife of their line blaster. And everybody just immediately modded that to basically be what the Chaos is, full auto, and I guess select fire, which I think will be the next stage of the flywheel game if anyone's going to be doing later down the road electrical mods with that stuff. I used to call them that before they just said, screw it, we're going to call them flywheel mods. So yeah, for Artemis, from what I'm told when I saw the Odd Out Darts videos, that it's basically got this exact kind of performance, which is surprising because to get that kind of performance from the Apollo is kind of hard, to be honest with you. It's very accurate, it's very strong. If you saw the firing test earlier in this video, hopefully if I edited this right, it really want to do everything in its power to get out of my house and basically probably go maybe 10, maybe 20 more feet. Max ranges, I would have to assume, would have to be over 60 feet, which is really good. That's really good standards for NERF to go past 60 feet. That's amazing just on paper. I think the common complaint for, I guess, anybody who has a rival blaster like myself is why does it need a safety? I guess for child locks and I guess for parental reasons, I guess, I don't know. But I think the main reason is this doesn't have an air restrictor. They don't have their traditional ARs in here. They're just strictly lock based. And shooting this on and off with or without the mags, ball rounds. I'm going to continue calling it rival rounds for future reviews, obviously. I'm not going to call it ball rounds for the sake of comedy. Yeah, so for the rival rounds, they're very high powered, they're very accurate, they're a class of their own. It's kind of what the Vortex line was trying to be with that kind of velocity, except waved off low with the wind. The wind, every time I was shooting it, it was a pretty breezy day when I did it. It was definitely to its favor. It was pretty consistent, and I would love basically to take this to a park and basically do a traditional firing test like everybody does in, you know, the official YouTube channels like Drag and everybody else. What I've seen as another con, more in particular with the Apollo, is the priming handle, and that's already been fixed with 3D printed pump grips and stuff like that. If I already card that kind of video, I'll probably put a link down to it to probably other 3D printed mods that probably helps this blaster immensely, like getting a stock, a better sight, obviously a front handle. It's begging for a front handle. If you want to make it your primary. After that, if this was a year ago, I waited out for more mags and more ammunition. But since there's more consistent ammo and now different types of mags, different types of rival rounds that are out in Amazon, which I don't have time to like link down as many as I can because I don't know that many offhand. I'll leave a link to, I think, Coop's channel that I already discussed this in depth. But my quick synopsis with my thoughts with different rival rounds. They're good on the cheap if you can't get the official Real McCoy balls. But if you want to see how different each shoot, they're pretty consistent. The mat's a little different, varying which particular brand you get, but your mileage may vary. So overall, if I had a rating for the newly christened Rival series here on my channel, across the board, it's a 9.5. There's only a few like cons to outweigh the pros. If the Apollo does show more performance with the 3D print mods that I want to try to get, this will without a doubt be a 10 for the channel and for myself. Because if I ever game in real life with any college friends I still have, I would definitely take this to a war and see how long I could handle like in HVZ or NIC combat. Because surprisingly, I'm starting to see a lot of potential for the Rival series. Also, I hope I have a Mega Blaster here. It's way in the back. Crap. To make a long story short, I think Captain Xavier, new guy for the NERF scene, longtime modder, did mega mods to basically take rival rounds, which is kind of not that new because rival rounds have been instrumented, I think, with micros. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Let me know in the comments if I'm right on that one or not. I know they've already re-implemented the round in Megas, which would be cool if, let's say, crap, what would be a really good blaster in the Mega line that needs a comeback? The Centurion. Oh, that sniper needs a comeback if it can take rifle rounds. Whew, desperately. I guess the Magnus for me, because it has the same permanent mag mount, I guess. But yeah, overall, I like the blaster. I like the series. I might get its shotgun variant or probably the Artemis when it comes here in New York. Other than that, yeah, this was a good review. A really good blaster. I don't really want to shoot my camera because I went on and on in this video about how high impact this thing really is. But for the sake of comedy, I'm RetroKid Reviews. This was the NERF Apollo RX-700. And, ooh, I really feel sorry for my camera right now. Until then, take care and subscribe, like the channel, and all that fun stuff. Later. Oh, locks on. Prevented the inevitable. For now. Ooh, wow. My camera's a tank. Alright, take care. Have a good night, guys. I put my fingers into my... Oh, hello. I'm RetroKid Reviews, and if you saw my rival video, I'm gonna make a quick public service announcement to my at all Retro Nation, or I guess Retro Rider fans I have with regards to a certain King Ross. Yes, I have an adorable little kitty here. His name is RJ. And he's gonna screw you over. Just saying, King Ross. I've been noticing for a couple of weeks now when he was doing his W2F videos, card to any of them, SmackDown or Raw in particular, of a certain new trend for his jokes. More in particular, his, I guess, office manager or whoever is telling him not to swear a lot. And as a guy who loves to say fucking shit a lot, that is a big no-no, so I'll give him that at least. However, your alternative for, I guess, the trolldom for the whole swearing thing is, I bought my bag up. The little fingers to the eye. Watch the new videos on that one. So, whenever I get back to doing the JDX wrestling videos, more in particular, I guess, for Roblox, I guess, at this point, post pay-per-view thoughts, I'm going to challenge your dumbass. I don't know how, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Somehow, someway, I'll get back in the kayfabe about the whole thing. Also, I just wanted to do this post-credit to show off. RJ! Like and subscribe, guys! Okay. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now, and, I guess, to destroy the old footage I had when it comes to the Apollo review, I guess they actually do what they say in the box. Anyway, take care, and have a good night. For reals this time.